Today we are going to discuss about the elimination reaction, and this is second unit. And in this unit we will discuss about different type of elimination reaction, its kinetics, its mechanism, all about its stereochemistry, and the different factors that will affect the rate of different type of elimination reactions. So this is beta elimination, what we are going to discuss in this lecture, that is beta elimination reaction, the mechanism of E1, E2 and E1CB mechanisms, their stereochemical aspects, their stereochemical consideration, how the stereochemistry will be changed during elimination reaction, its examples, and different type of the factors that will affect the rate of different type of elimination reaction. As we know that basically the elimination reaction, as you can see, this is a substrate, and these two, the X and the Y groups, are eliminating groups. When these two groups are eliminated from this particular substrate, there is formation of carbon-carbon multiple bond, and we are getting alkene as the product. So this is the kind of elimination reaction we are talking about. When we talk about the classification of the elimination reaction, generally there are three major classes, three major types of the elimination reaction, and these three major types include the alpha elimination reaction. In case of alpha elimination reaction, which is also called as the 1,1 elimination reaction, is basically a type of elimination reaction in which the two groups will be eliminated from the same atom. For example, here it is a substrate, and you can see that here is one of the hydrogen and X. These two are the leaving groups, and these two leaving groups depart from the same atom. So this kind of elimination reaction will be called as the alpha elimination reaction. And the best example of this kind of reaction is, formation of carbene during different type of the reactions we have studied in our previous units as well, and in different various units of organic chemistry, that this carbene act as an intermediate, and this intermediate has been synthesized because of the alpha elimination reaction. The second one is the beta elimination reaction, and in case of beta elimination reaction, as you can see that these two are the carbon, and X and H are eliminated from the adjacent positions, and when these are eliminated from the adjacent position, this is also called as the 1,2 elimination reaction. For example, this is the X and this is the hydrogen, and both are eliminated from the adjacent carbon atom, and that's why it is called as the 1,2 elimination reaction, and this is a case of beta elimination reaction. The third is the gamma elimination reaction, and when we are talking about the gamma elimination reaction, in this case the loss of the leaving group means basically the leaving group will depart from first and the third atom, first and the third position, and these groups are generally located at these positions, and they will be eliminated from these positions, and they generally form the cyclic type of compound. For example, here you can see that this is the hydrogen and this is the X, and hydrogen will be eliminated from this particular carbon, and X will be eliminated from this particular carbon, and this carbon and this carbon, there will be a bond formation between these carbon, and it will result in the formation of a cyclic compound. So this is basically called as the gamma elimination, is a case of gamma elimination reaction. Now there is further division. The beta elimination reaction, which we have discussed earlier, this is further subdivided into three categories. And what are these three categories? These categories are the E1 elimination reaction, E2 elimination reaction, and E1CB elimination reaction, which means E1 elimination unimolecular, E2 elimination bimolecular, and E1CB is elimination unimolecular involving the conjugate base. So this is further subclassification of the beta elimination reaction into three types. Now in our subsequent slides we will discuss about the mechanism of all type of elimination reaction. So starting from our first mechanism, that is E2 mechanism, and in this E2 mechanism we will discuss about the mechanism, the kinetics, then different type of the evidence that will prove that the particular reaction is proceeding with E2 mechanism, its stereochemistry, its orientation, and different type of the product that have been formed during the E2 mechanism, and what will be the competing reaction in case of E2 mechanism. So you can see in the slide that E2 mechanism is basically a bimolecular mechanism, and when we talk about the bimolecular mechanism, this is basically a concerted reaction in which the bond formation and bond breaking will take place simultaneously. And for E2 mechanism we generally need a strong base. You can see in the picture that this is basically an alkyl halide and this is a base. So the base will abstract, the base will attack on the hydrogen at this particular position. When the base will attack at the hydrogen, the bond between carbon and hydrogen will be shifted towards carbon-carbon bond, and this bromine will be eliminated in the form of Br negative. The reaction will proceed through formation of a transition state. We can see the orbital diagram of this reaction that this is basically an alkyl halide in which this is the hydrogen, this is the carbon halogen bond, and this is a base that will react with this hydrogen. You can see in the transition state that this is the transition state in which there is elimination of this particular proton and there is elimination of this particular Cl negative. So transition state will be there in which there is a starting of formation of carbon-carbon multiple bond. We can see it in the transition state, and soon this transition state will get converted into the product in which the halogen will be removed and this particular base will abstract the proton from here and it will get converted into the product, that is the alkene. So this is the E2 mechanism which is taking place in presence of a strong base and with the concerted mechanism in which the bond formation and bond breaking will take place simultaneously. Now when we talk about the kinetics of the E2 reaction, we can see that evidences, if we are particularly concerned about the evidences of the E2 elimination reaction, we can see that first evidence is the rate of this particular reaction. When we talk about the rate of reaction, the rate will depend upon the substrate, that is alkyl halide. In this case, the example we have taken, it will depend upon the concentration of the alkyl halide and it will depend upon the concentration of the base. So basically, if we are particularly concerned about the kinetics, then we are talking about the rate of reaction, and rate of this reaction particularly depending upon both the factors, means it will depend upon the substrate as well as it will also depend upon the strength of the base. So this is a great evidence about the reaction, and we can see that this is the energy profile diagram for this particular reaction, that this is your substrate and this substrate will be, this is the transition state, and through this transition state it will get converted into the product, and this is the product of this particular reaction. We can see it. When we talk about the second evidence of this particular reaction, so the second evidence about this reaction is the isotope effect. Means we have taken two reactions, and in one of the reaction there was carbon hydrogen bond, and in the second reaction, the substrate in the second reaction we have taken was containing carbon and deuterium bond. Means we have replaced our hydrogen with the deuterium. So when the rate of these two reactions means the simple reaction in which there was carbon hydrogen bond, and the reaction means the deuterated reaction, the reaction which was proceed with isotope effect, that is in which carbon deuterium bond is there. We observed that the kinetic isotope effect, that is Kh upon Kd, that comes out to be 7, right? When it is coming up to be 7, it means the rate of reaction will be different in both of the cases, and this rate can be explained on the basis of the point that there will be a breakage of carbon deuterium and carbon hydrogen bond in rate determining step, right? So this is another evidence, and this is a strong evidence that will prove that a particular reaction is proceed with E2 mechanism, that is bimolecular mechanism. Now when we talk about the stereochemistry of this reaction, when we talk about the stereochemistry particularly, and when we talk about the direction of the elimination reaction, we can find that basically the E2 elimination, that is elimination bimolecular reaction, is a regioselective reaction. The first point about stereochemistry of this particular reaction is that E2 reaction is basically a regioselective reaction, that is constitutional isomers will be synthesized. And what about the constitutional isomers? For example, we can see that this is a substrate CH3, CH, CH3, and here you are having a bromine. When this is a type of substrate, and this type of substrate will undergo dehydrohalogenation reaction, means when this particular substrate is subjected to react with a strong base, at that time it will undergo dehydrohalogenation reaction, and you can see that either this hydrogen or that hydrogen both can be replaced because both are equal, so you will get only a single product. What happen if there are two type of the beta there are two different type of the beta hydrogens? For example, now we compare this particular substrate with this one. This is your CH3, CH2, CH, and CH3, and this CH is now having bromine. This is another alkyl halide, and when this alkyl halide will undergo dehydrohalogenation reaction, at that time you can see that this hydrogen can be replaced and this hydrogen can be replaced, means the product will be formed from both the cases. When this particular hydrogen will be replaced, at that time you will get the more substituted alkene, and when this particular hydrogen will be substituted, at that time this hydrogen will be eliminated, at that time you are getting the least substituted alkene at that time. So basically we were talking about the regioselectivity of this reaction. So at that time we can say that this reaction is particularly regioselective in its nature, and constitutional isomers will be synthesized in both the cases. We will discuss about the regioselectivity. We will discuss about the rule that will govern the regioselectivity of this particular reaction on later slide. So we were discussing about the stereochemistry of this particular reaction. We can say that for explaining the stereochemistry of E2 reaction, we can say that the preferred reaction about bimolecular elimination is anti-elimination. Means there are basically, on the basis of stereochemical aspect, we can say that the reaction may be syn elimination or the reaction may be anti-elimination. So when two eliminating groups are anti to one another and they will depart, at that time the reaction will be called as the anti-elimination reaction, anti-periplanar reaction we can rather say. And when they are syn to one another, at that time we can say that this reaction is basically a syn periplanar or the syn elimination reaction. So when we talk about the E2 elimination reaction, this reaction is basically a case of anti-elimination reaction. It means both the groups, the both living groups must be anti to one another. And how we can see, for example, this is basically a distereomer, and when we talk about the stereo specificity, we can say that E2 elimination reaction is more stereo specific in its nature. For example, you are having SS distereomer of this particular substrate, and when this is allowed to react with base potassium hydroxide, at that time this is the product and this is the product, and what product will be synthesized from this SS distereomer is the E isomer will be synthesized. Now I will tell you that this particular SS distereomer, how it can be represented in the form of Newman projection formula. If we are particularly concerned about this SS distereomer, it can be represented like this one. This is the case that this is your hydrogen, this is the tert butyl group, this will be the methyl, this will be the bromine, and these two are the group. This is the bromine, because anti-elimination will takes place in this case, and this is your bromine, this is your hydrogen, and this is your methyl group. So this hydrogen will be eliminated, and to the anti position, this is the bromine, this bromine will be eliminated, and the formation of particular this carbon and this is the carbon, that carbon carbon multiple bond will be synthesized, and from this particular distereomer, that is SS distereomer, we are getting this type of product. So E isomer will be synthesized from that SS distereomer. Now we are having another distereomer of that particular substrate. This is RS distereomer, and when RS distereomer of that particular substrate is allowed to react, we are getting the Z isomer. I will show you again that how this Z isomer will be synthesized. We can again draw the Newman projection formula of this particular substrate, that this is the hydrogen, right? This is the tert butyl group that is attached. This is the CS3 group which is attached. This is bromine, right? This one is bromine, this one is again CS3, and this one is hydrogen. So this bromine will be eliminated and this hydrogen will be eliminated. So there will be a carbon carbon multiple bond between this carbon and the rear carbon. So at that time we will particularly get the Z isomer from this particular product, and when we have the SS distereomer, at that time you can see that this bromine and this hydrogen will be eliminated, and from this one we will particularly get the E isomer. So this is a reaction that will tell you about the stereo specificity of the E2 elimination reaction, that will tell you about the stereo specificity of the E2 elimination reaction. So we were talking about that the E2 elimination is basically anti-elimination reaction, and when we talk about the anti-elimination reaction, the two groups, that is the two leaving groups, must be anti to one another. But when we talk about the cyclic system and when we talk about the acyclic system, for example, this was a case of acyclic system in which different conformations can be adopted, and the two eliminating group means hydrogen and bromine can be anti to one another. They can have different type of the conformations, and the elimination will happen from the conformation in which both the groups, that is hydrogen and bromine, will be anti to one another. Now we will see the case where there is a case, for example, this is trans 1-chloro 2-methyl cyclopentane. When we see this example, and when this particular substrate is undergoing E2 elimination reaction with sodium hydroxide, at that time we can say that this is the hydrogen and this is your chlorine. These two are the leaving group. Similarly, we can say that this hydrogen is also attached and this is also at this particular position. So this hydrogen can be eliminated out and this chlorine can be eliminated out. Now we are talking about elimination of this hydrogen only, means that this particular product will be synthesized, that is the hydrogen will be eliminated from this particular position and chlorine will be eliminated from this position. This hydrogen will not be eliminated, and when this hydrogen was being eliminated, at that time more substituted product will be synthesized that will follow the Saint-Jaffe rule. But here the Saint-Jaffe rule is not followed, right? And more substituted alkene is not synthesized, rather you are getting least substituted alkene, because the conformation of this particular cyclopentane is allowing the E2 elimination reaction only from this carbon and only from this carbon, means these two are the only leaving group, that this hydrogen and this chlorine both are anti to one another. But when we talk about this particular hydrogen is not anti to this chlorine, so it will not be eliminated in the course of E2 elimination reaction. So here the Saint-Jaffe rule will not be satisfied and the elimination will not follow that particular rule, and this will be synthesized in this particular elimination reaction. So this is the stereochemistry of this particular reaction, that is how we can get the Saint-Jaffe product, or how the different kind of product will be synthesized, or how a particular isomer will be synthesizing in this particular reaction, that is E2 elimination reaction, that is SS diastereomer is forming different type of the isomer, and the RS diastereomer is going to form different type of the product. So this is all about the stereochemistry. In case of one example I have taken from the cyclic system and one example I have taken from the acyclic system. Tomorrow we will discuss more about the stereochemistry of the cyclic system.